Okay, welcome to Chapter 4 of these YouTube videos for the psychology of gender. And like the previous YouTube videos, I'm going to spend about 2 to 3 seconds on slides that there is no additional audio for, and I will play the audio recording for the slides in which there is additional audio components.
On this slide, I have a note about confirmatory hypothesis testing. So as we learned from last chapter, we often recall information that confirms our stereotypes and disregard information that disconfirms our stereotypes. Within the science community, this phenomenon is referred to as confirmatory hypothesis testing, and we're more likely to do this when we have strong expectations, when the stereotype is about a group, and when the stereotype is about a trait. So I am adding a note on this slide just to make sure that you guys pay special attention to the effect sizes. So I want you to make note and remember these relative effect sizes. 0.2 is a small effect, 0.5 is a medium effect, and 0.8 is a large effect. So these are Cohen's d, which is the effect size, and although these are somewhat arbitrary thresholds, these are the thresholds that I want you to make sure that you are familiar with. So interestingly, on this research about spatial abilities, men were found to be better than women at hitting a target, whether shooting or throwing darts. And these differences did not disappear when controlling for reaction time, height, weight, or previous experience with target shooting. And these sex differences can be observed in children as young as 3 years old. However, these sex differences are also larger for older children and adults. Women outperform men on location tasks, such as being able to recognize objects that were previously presented. And additionally, the book purports that one possible conclusion is that men are better at manipulating objects in space and women are better at locating objects. This could potentially have important implications with regard to how men and women give directions. And you can look at figure 4.7 in the book for additional information. research on helping behaviors found that males were more likely to help females than males, whereas females were equally likely to help females and males. Additionally, women in general were more likely to receive help, which might bring to mind the discussion about benevolent sexism that we had talked about earlier. And also, referencing Chapter 2's information on social desirability, sex differences were larger in public as opposed to in private settings. On this slide, I just wanted to add a little bit more information about these three different experimental conditions. So just to explain the three conditions, the threat condition means that the subjects thought that the experimenter would be able to see their responses. For the anonymous condition, the subjects were told that their responses would remain anonymous so that nobody would know what their responses were. And for the bogus pipeline condition, the subjects were told that false responses could be detected by the experimenter, and therefore they were incentivized not to lie. Okay, it's that time. You've finished Chapter 4, and it means that you are now ready to post on the Blackboard discussion threads, and you are ready to take your online quiz.